Welcome back guys, CryptoFollow channel. Today new educational video about rising wedge and the falling wedge, how to trade it. Let's dive in. I always recommend you free source in this video. If you got any question about the technical side of patterns, explanation, detailed explanation of anything around the financial market, I always recommend you going to Investopedia. So this is a visualization of falling wedge and rising wedge patterns by classic TA. The main rule is declining volume. Declining volume on both sides. So it's from sales declining volume, it's a declining volume from buyers. It means so sooner or later we have to drop it down because it's not enough power to push the price higher and it's not enough power to continue sales. We already talked about the triangles, symmetrical, ascending, descending. So I recommend you go and check this video we will see now on the screen and you can click by link. But the wedges looks a little bit different. This is example what I found now at this current moment, so we can delete it, on Bitcoin dominance. So it's pretty good wedge, uptrend, rising wedge, and I think sooner or later anyway we're gonna break it out. So it's a daily time frame, so sooner or later we're breaking out, retest and going down. So this is the case, and this will be the beginning of altcoin season. The small tip how you can identify the wedges, it's just a switch between the candles to line chart. So you cut all noise, identify the wedges more correctly. But of course, guys, you have to understand on different time frames we can identify a lot of wedges. So inside this a rising wedge on the daily, we can find some small maybe wedges on the 5-minute time frame here. So the logic of entries absolutely always the same, but you have to work in a complex, not trade adjusted patterns. You can use also the indicators. Just to go to indicators, type rising wedge and the falling wedge. I would like to show you lately how this indicator identify it, automatically on TradingView. It's totally for free, but you will see that's not all the time the perfect win rate. So this is a 4-hour time frame and we can go and find out the wedges. For example, this can be the wedge. So here, this is the top, this is a drop, this one, here's a wedge. So technically, the entry on that wedge should be when we see the decline sales. So here, this is a sales stop. You open trade or retest of this low, last one, but in a moment you can't know or this is the last one or not. And that's why we work with other factors. For example, it was a test of 50% of that imbalance, fair value gap. Or you can open the trade at the breakout of that wedge, right? And the stop loss under the last week. So here's a 3.65% stop losses, and the take profit can be over this liquidity pool, or higher time frame liquidity pools on higher time frames, So that was a pretty good trade based on falling wedge. Let's try to find the rising wedge on Sol. So let's say this one. So this is the top. This one. This was also like a wedge if we use the by body candles. So in this case, can open trade at the top, but it's kind of risky because you can't know in a moment this was a top, or open trade on a smaller time frame. Here's a stop loss at the last candle. It's 7% stop loss. Take profit can be the liquidity pool. And here's declining volume. Here was the last green candle. Then we get a sales. And of course, guys, you have to know not all wedges will look perfectly like this one. And we trade inside that wedge without a fake out or so, then breaking out, retest and going higher. No, guys, it's just in a box. Depends of time frame, depends of liquidity, because a lot of tokens, for example, we got a small volume or depends of exchange where we not get enough liquidity with a huge weak candles. That's why don't try to identify the perfect wedges when you want to try to trade it. Let's take a look how the TradingView indicators identify the wedges. So here is a rising wedge, 4-hour time frame. TradingView identified this is a rising wedge, 1, 2, 3, drop, breaking out, and the target should be here, but it's not playing out. All right, so we start drawing another one. 1, 2, 3, drop, retest. So technically the entry could be here and retest, stop loss over this last candle like 8%, a target is here 22%. Pretty good one. Next one is here, rising wedge. This is not a play now because if we enter it here and that breaker, stop loss 5%, target 7%, not playing out. We got a stop loss. Another one here, also not playing out. Yes, this looks like a wedge, right? But not playing out. Let's take a look with the falling wedges. Here, technically, yes, we can confirm almost playing out till penny. Here's a falling wedge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Entry should be on retest, this one, or the last line here. Here's a retest, stop loss on the last week. Take profit up to you, but target based at trading view, it should be here. But a few cents we didn't play out. All right, pretty good one. Trading view, identify another wedge. 1, 2, 3. All right, the target, perfect trade. Entry, stop loss 6%, target 23% profit. Pretty good one. And of course, guys, the problem with the time frames, because 12 time frame, for example, is here. Some wedges playing out, some wedges not. And you have to know that bigger time frame, the biggest stop loss will be. Of course, can be the bigger win rate, but take a look. 17% stop loss. The target's like 43, but we hit 33. So once again, I recommend you go into Investopedia, try to use a reply bar, try to use the rising wedge, falling wedge indicators for test to understand the logic and how to identify the wedges. It's totally for free, and pay attention always for the volume. So I hope you like this video. Subscribe channel, hit the like button, hit the notification button. Don't forget to join my Telegram channel. See you next time, guys.